Okay, all right. So today what we're gonna do is some more practice, all right, on day 3 of the laws of exponents in unit 8. So we'll practice some more. Let's see how far we can take this because there are some harder questions that I do want to show you. So, okay, all right, let's get started. Okay, all right. So what we're gonna do today is just strictly practice, okay? And then toward the end, I think let's hope for 15 minutes, and then wherever that takes us, that takes us. Okay. All right. Now, let's answer some of these questions right off the bat. Then. So here, right, for number 1, we have 2 to the 8th power. Now, here it says evaluate, which means they actually want to know what 2 to the 8th eventually becomes. So that means we got 2 times 2 times 2, right? There's 4 of these now. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, of course, I know you guys know. I know that you guys know how to multiply. So we don't need to actually multiply these, but I do want to show you how to do this on a calculator. So if I were to show you this, 2 to the 8th power, how do you even put that into the calculator, right? So here we got 2, and then this is called a caret button. Right, see right here? Click on that, and then I put 8 in there. And then if you want, you can press enter to get the answer, or press space, or right arrow actually, right cursor arrow, enter, and then you got your answer. Okay, so don't try to do all these by hand. Like there's no point. You have a calculator there for some reason. I mean, for a good reason. So, and the computer's a little slow today. Okay, 8 squared. What's that? That's 8 times 8. Wow, the computer's really slow all of a sudden. 64. All right, hold on. Wow, it's really slow. Now it gets really interesting. 5 to the negative first power. So what did I say about having negative powers? Right? So one of the things I want you guys to get the steps right is this. If you see a negative exponent, you turn that number into a fraction. So this is actually becomes 1 over, right? So anything with an exponent of a negative exponent, anything is just 1 over automatically. Now here we still got 5 to the first power, but you already know, right? 5 to the first power is just 5. So in other words, 5 to the negative first power is just 1/5. Okay? Now, likewise for number 4, right? So again, I see a negative exponent. That's the first thing you got to take care of. So this is just 1 over. So that negative sign here means that the answer is going to be 1 over. All right, 3 squared, 3 to the second power, 1 over, 3 squared is 9. Right? Now this last one, anything to the 0 power is what? Yeah, 1. Okay? So that's how you do the first section. All right, now let's go through this second section. So here we got multiplying, right? Now notice how these two variables are the same variables, meaning they share the same base, which means all these rules that you learn now applies. Okay? So let's take a look then. Here we got x, keep the base. Now when we're multiplying with exponents, we're not really multiplying. What are we doing? Yeah, we're adding them. Okay? And that's it. So what about this one? What do you think? Yep, right? Negative 3 plus 8, right? So that's 5. Okay? That's actually what it is. Okay? Now, in case you're wondering why that's the case, think about it like this. Here we got y to the negative third times y to the 8th. So right off the bat, this guy, right? If I just have to turn this guy into a fraction, right, into a actually non-negative exponent, here the 3 is positive and the y stays the same. So y, and then this is 3. You see that? Right? And then I'm going to multiply this whole thing by y to the 8th. Right? Now, that said, right, so watch this. If 1 times y to the 8 is y to the 8th, that means I got 8 of these y's, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whereas here, I got 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. And look, I can cancel them out. Like this, right? First pair, second pair, third pair. What am I left with? Yeah, y to the 5th. Y to the 5th. See that? Okay? So that's how these things make sense. Now, this next one here, right? This really means what? N to the 15th, take this whole thing, put it into its third power. So that means it's m to the 15th times m to the 15th times m to the 15th. Now remember what I said, right? The base is all the same, so that's going to stay the same. And then you got a 15 plus 15 plus 15, which is 45, right? Another way to conceptualize it, 3 times, right? This is add, right? So 3 times 15 is 45. And that's how we got that. Okay, let's keep going. All right, d to the negative third power to the second power. So what this means is this times this. That's what this really means, right? So what is this going to be? Yeah, right? 2 times negative 3, right? Negative 6. Now remember what I said. I don't want negative exponents. So what does this turn into? I see the negative sign here, so that's a 1d to the 6th power. See that? Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, in all circumstances, no negative exponents. That's a no-no. Okay, so that's what I want you to understand. All right, number 5, A, right? Now let's take this a little faster. Negative 4 times negative 4, positive 16. So it's not 1 over, because this is positive. Okay? All right, number 6. Here, right, when we divide with exponents, what do? We don't really divide them, we subtract them, right? If I'm going a little too fast, you could slow down the video speed. If I'm going a little too slow, you can speed up the video too, all right? Now look at this one, right? This really means 8 minus 12, all right? I'll write it out here like this. So this is b to the negative 4th power, right? And so what is this? Now again, no negative exponent. So what does that mean? Yeah, 1 over b to the 4th power. Okay? All right. Now, let's see. You know what? Press pause right now. Try this one on your own. Okay, I should have let you try these on your own a little earlier. But try this one on your own. What do you think the answer is? All right, press pause right now if you need to. If not, then I'm just going to go right over it. All right, so C, right? 3 minus negative 2, by the way. That's what this is. So that's C to the 5th power. Okay? Yeah? All right. Now, here, now it gets a little bit interesting as I'm introducing 2 variables at the same time. Now, don't panic, because we are just going to follow, what we're going to do is we're just going to follow these letters, meaning only X can deal with X, and only Y can deal with Y. So there's no need to look beyond that. All right, so here I'm just going to focus on first things first, which is this, right? X to the 7th to X to the 3rd is what? X to the what? Yep, X to the 4th, right? And then Y to the 10th power over Y to the 5th, 10 minus 5 is 5. So in other words, right, 7 minus 3, that's this 4, 10 minus 5, that's this 5. Okay, just like that, all right? Now, let's try 10, and then I'll let you try number 11 on your own. Okay, so let's go for 10. Now, 10, you gotta be careful, because now we got 3 different variables, okay? So we got a to the 8th, right, like this. I got the second thing going on here. And the third thing going on is the c to the 0 power. See that, right? See how I color-coded that for you? So a to the 8th over a to the 5th is a to the 3rd, right? B squared over b to the 5th. Now you got to be careful here. 2 minus 5 is negative 3, right? So far so good, right? 8 minus 5 is 3. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. C to the 0 power, do you remember what that is? What's c to the power, 0 power? Yeah, 1. By the way, don't write this. C to the 0 power is 1. Not c to the 1st power. No. Okay, don't make that mistake. Anything to the 0 power is just 1. That's it. So this is 1, so we don't need to write that. Now, we're not done yet. See how this is, let me keep the color coding alive. All right, see how this is positive? and this is a negative. So a to the third stays here. Now, look at this. I'm going to separate them so you can see it. All right? This really means times, right? Now, b to the negative third power. What's that? Yeah, that's a 3. That really means times 1 over b to the third power, right? You see that? All I did was I converted. So I turn this into this, and I continue to do the work here, continue to turn this into this. Okay, nothing crazy. So now, what's that then? Right, because this is really over 1, right? So this is really a to the third over b to the third. Now, to make it even faster, the moment you see this, you're saying, oh, positive stays up top. Again, positive here stays up top. Negative here, exponent, goes toward the bottom. Okay, so that's how that would look. All right, now how are we doing on time? Yeah, we're doing okay. All right, let's see. Now, here, you gotta be really, 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 really extra careful. All right, because again, I'm gonna focus on each of these. So we got A. Oh man, this is also A. I just realized this. So there's only 2 variables here. Wow, tricky. Okay, you see that, right? Like there are 3 A's here. A, and then we got the 2 B's. All right, now let's take care of this one first. Okay, technically doesn't really matter, but let's do this one first because they have they're the same exponent. They're the same base, right? So a to the third, 8 to the 8 times a to the third is a to the 11th. I'm just gonna rewrite this whole thing just to be clear. And then we got down here. So far so good. All right, let me again recolor code this. Like this, right? So let's see, a to the 11, so 11 minus negative 1, right? By the way, be careful, this is 11 minus negative 1, so that's 12. So that's B, and then now I'm gonna again be careful here. This is negative 2 minus negative 5, all right? Negative 2 minus negative 5, because when you divide, you're subtracting. That's why we're subtracting, right? Because of this bar. This division bar tells us to subtract. So negative 2 minus negative 5, that has to be 3. And that's it. So, wow, is this one easier than the last one? Possibly. Okay, you know what? Let me do this. Let me make an extra question here for you guys. Number 12. And then let's see if we should do those regions questions. Let me see how's the time. I think I might be pushing it. All right, so here, let's take a look. So imagine, right, if I give you this. What do you think the answer would be when you simplify this? Think about it, all right? If you need to press pause, press pause. All right, press pause right now. Oh man, I realized I just blocked it. Hold on, press pause right now. Okay, all right, so you see how here I got this? So let me split this up for you. How about that? All right, and then I'll tell you what the trick is. If I got this going on, right? Let's just say this, right? That's what I'm doing. One is I could turn this into what it's supposed to be, right? I see the negative sign here, so I do 1 over a to the second power, a to the second power. And then I divide it by, right? Now, b to the negative 3 power, right? So this is, by the way, oh man, yep, divided by, yep. So this is 1 over b to the third power, right? Now it looks like we're going back all the way to 6th grade because now looks like we're dividing fractions, right? So watch this. What's the rule when you divide fractions? Keep, right? Keep, change, flip, right? Keep, change, flip. You see that? You see what's happening here? This is multiply, by the way. Okay, so 1 times b to the third is b to the third. A squared times a is just a squared. A squared times 1, I meant. Right? Look here. From here to here, this is what happened. since they're both negative, you see that? Since they're both negative, A has a negative second power, B is a negative third power. They just, at the end, all they did was just switch places. Notice that? So let me use a magic marker, okay? So it's like that movie, that 80s movie, right? Trading places, right? That's all they did. They just traded places. A went to the bottom, right? The denominator, A squared, and B to the negative third power went up, and it became a positive. So that's all you have to do. You don't have to go through you don't have to go through all this just to do that, okay? I have a feeling that it's going to do something. Or not. All right. So, yep, there you go, right? You don't have to do all that. You just see, so the trick is this. If you see negative up here like this, right? Or here, or here, they just get flipped one way or the other, okay? Understand? So in other words, if the negative while is in the numerator, now it goes to the denominator. If the negative was if this negative exponent was in the denominator, now it goes back up. Got that? So this is what it is. All right? Okay. Let's see. I got 16. Yeah, I got to stop it now. So, all right, I'm going to stop it. Tomorrow, let's do this one last time because I want to show you something a little bit on top of this. So, and then we're going to do some regions questions. Okay? All right. So let's stop it here. Good job. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
OMG, that was so good.